What's happening, folks? It's your boy Naptown Board coming back at you once again. I know I'm a little late for this vid, but at the beginning of 2011, I'm going to give my personal awards for the 2010. And I'm basing this, it's not necessarily a video response, but I'm basing my categories off of D-Styles vid, the end of the year awards. So, alright, without further ado, oh yeah, I want to note that I know I didn't do my post fight for Maidana or Hopkins Pascal. You'll see some of my thoughts on Maidana here. As far as Hopkins and Pascal, let's just say I ain't calling robbery. Look, in my opinion, I watched it twice, scored it twice, 7 rounds to 5 for Hopkins, but with the 2 knockdowns, and I don't think anybody deserved to lose. Well, I think they both could have lost. You know, Hopkins deserved the win, but in my eyes, nobody really stuck out. You know, nobody dominated. You know, and the 2 knockdowns, like I said, I didn't have anything against either knockdown. I know one was against the back of the head to Hopkins, but stop leaning in with your fucking head so much, you old bastard. But you can't. I can't continue to dislike Hopkins. Let's just say he'll never be my favorite fighter. But you gotta respect that old fucker. You gotta respect that guy. Alright, anyway. Look, if y'all really want me to do a video on how I don't think it was a robbery, I'll do one 3 or 4, 5, 6, 7 minutes. I'm known to ramble, let's face it, it'll probably be 10. But I doubt anybody really wants to see that. So let's move on to the boxing awards. Alright, the first section was Fight of the Year. To me, it was Maidana, and if it wasn't going to be Maidana, it was going to be Mikkel Kessler. Now, Mikkel Kessler is still, I think, by far the best fight of the tournament, the most exciting. You know, most well played out fight between 2 guys in the Super 6 tournament. Well, for my money, Maidana, Fight of the Year, hands down. I mean, it went 12, hard action. Maidana goes down early. I didn't think the dude was going to get back up. I don't think normally people get up from those kind of shots. I mean, historically, I just, in my experience, haven't seen that. People don't usually recover from body shots like that, and that's just amazing by Maidana. I think if Khan would have went to the body, it wouldn't be Fight of the Year. I think if Khan would have got more courageous and went to the body a little bit more, I think that fight would have ended a lot earlier. That's just my opinion, though. But for how it played out, and it played out completely different than I thought it was going to. I thought Khan was just going to outbox this dude from the outside, and it ended up being Khan was willing to fight for some reason with Maidana. I just didn't understand it. But for that mistake, we were given the best fight of 2010, Amir Khan versus Marcos Maidana. Maidana put the pressure on, brought it late, but just couldn't bring Khan down. And I don't think Cortez helped. I think, if anything, Maidana wasn't doing the work on the inside that he should have been doing. In any case, regardless of how you think the fight went or about Cortez and all that, I ain't getting into that here. For my money, Fight of the Year was Amir Khan versus Marcos Maidana. Alright, moving on. Performance of the Year. I know a lot of people are going to pick probably... let's just say I think they're going to pick better fights and different people, or not better fights, but different fights and different people here. For me, I haven't really heard anyone mention this as far as performance of the year, and I'm surprised. It was Marquez against Katsides. Marquez may have been the favorite. He may have been, and that's fine. But that performance was perfect. I mean, except for the third round. That performance was perfect. I know this is the kind of greatness that a lot of people expect out of Marquez, but as he's getting older, he doesn't move as much. Not that he was really a great mover to begin with, but he's a hell of a lot more stationary these days. But you still can't fucking hit this dude for shit, and if you do, you get hit 4 or 5 times in fucking return. Marquez's performance against Katsides, to me, for the way Katsides was fighting, one of his best fights ever, and Marquez still dominated him, to me that's performance of the year. Yeah. Alright, next mark, CP, what is that? Most courageous performance. Alright, here, I should probably bring my mouse a little closer so I don't have to keep going off the screen. Oh, I have no kids around right now and nobody's at home. It's kind of nice. See, I don't really get that kind of time anymore either. Anyway, off on a tangent. Anyway, alright, most courageous performance, and for me that was not Yuri Foreman, but Katsides against Marquez. For having your brother die and being given every reason, I mean, nobody would have argued if Katsides would have pulled out of the fight. Nobody would have blamed him. Nobody would have talked shit. I don't think anybody, and if they would have talked shit about him, it would have been straight hater talk. I certainly wouldn't have faulted Katsides for pulling out of the fight. I mean, his fucking brother died. I have a brother. If my brother died, I would be nowhere near in that kind of fucking right mentality to go out and have a boxing match. Maybe a bar fight, but not a boxing match. Well, not a bar fight anymore. I don't drink. Oh. Anyway, all right. Now, I'm sure a lot of people are gonna pick Yuri, and some people may pick. And I've been watching them, and I'm gonna rewatch them because when you got screaming kids around, you don't really pick up on everybody's shit. But for the most part, I think it's between the big part of it's Katsides or Yuri Foreman. For me, it's Katsides for courageous performance of the year. Most underappreciated fighter. This could be any number, any multitude of people for any multitude of reasons. For me, it was Abner Mares. I just think that while he's getting recognition from hardcore fans. But even me, I didn't know about him until he fought Johnny Perez, I think. I think this is only my second or third time seeing him fight. So, and I really appreciate him. And I don't think a lot of people appreciate the lower weight classes enough. And I was one of those people. I'm going to make another video. It's going to be, I thought I was a boxing fan. And the basis is going to be, before I started making videos on YouTube, I thought I was a boxing fan. Anyway, Abner Mares. Any number of the lower weight classes, especially the guys that stand out there, can be put here. I think even Donaire is still not getting the kind of coverage that somebody as good as him should be getting. Mares is good. He's something to look forward to, something I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to him. What is he fighting Beko next? I'm down with that. I'm down with that. That's going to be a good fight. So that's Abner Mares, most underappreciated fighter of the year. HBO or Showtime. Now, I've been wanting to make a video about this, but I've never come out with any lengthy enough, content to put out a vid. But for me, it's Showtime. A lot of people are going to pick HBO, and for a reason, they're better produced. For me though, Fight Cam 360, I like a hell of a lot more than 24/7. They don't show enough 360 shit. I'll just say that shit right away. I'd like to see more. Showtime's doing the tournaments. I like Showtime. Yeah. The next one. Okay, this goes hand in hand. Commentator of the year for me is Antonio Tarver. So maybe that tells you a little bit why I'm picking Showtime. But here, let me read what I wrote when I was doing this whole list on D-Style's page. Said for me, Showtime. I mean, they did more, had better setups, better intentions, and HBO are whores. They're whores. If you want an example, check out some of Mintake Bubble Bass vids, especially here recently when Devon Alexander's brought up. This is what I mean. HBO doesn't get a lot of the shit we want, and by that specifically, I'm talking about Klitschko fights. And neither does Showtime, but Showtime's doing tournaments and shit. So what the fuck is HBO doing except giving us a lot of fucking, we got to pay for a lot of HBO pay-per-views, and well, we haven't paid that much this year. Anyway, they were garbage. Doo-doo. Anyway, off on a tangent again. I just prefer to watch Showtime. When I sit down and I have two sets of fights to pick between an HBO fight and a Showtime fight, if they're equally interesting, I will always watch Showtime and DVR HBO. I like the commentary as Showtime goes along, but most importantly, I think the Showtime girls are a hell of a lot sluttier and therefore sexier and therefore moving on. Alright, so I already told you Tarver's my favorite commentator. No, I'm not a big Lampley fan or Larry Merchant. I can handle Max Kellerman, and a lot of times I agree with Max Kellerman, but sometimes it seems so out in left field that I just can't get on with what he's saying. Anyway, okay, let's wrap this up. Worst purchase. Now I was gonna say worst performance, and I wouldn't have had really a good answer, but HBO and the Berto fucking Hernandez fight, that was stupid. Berto, hands down. Just buying him and hyping him up like he's being hyped up yet. I mean, people are talking about him fighting Pacquiao. Really? And the best he's fought yet is Collazo or Carlos Quintana. I mean, wouldn't you want to see him get another belt at least? Something? I don't know. At least it would have been, you know, exciting for as long as it would have lasted, I guess. And Fighter of the Year, Sergio Martinez. It doesn't even hurt at all to say that either. Sergio Martinez. I know I've picked against him 3 times. I don't think I'll ever make that mistake again. I've picked against Sergio Martinez in the first Paul Williams fight. And by my cards, still to this day, is 1 point. Paul Williams winning by 1 point. So call a robbery if you want. I ain't down with it. That one card was stupid. Anyway, okay, and then I picked against Martinez Pavlik. Shut me up there too. And then I picked against him again for Paul Williams, and then what? Look what happened. So for personal reasons, Sergio Maravilla, Sergio Martinez. Anyway, alright, that's Naptown. Deuces.